Good morning. Good morning. So good to be back with y'all. Hope you are doing incredible. Let me just make sure. I figured I'd jump in here early again and just allow people to jump on, say hello, let me know where you're from. And before we get started, it looks like video is live now. Let's see what's happening. So happy Tuesday to y'all. Hope you're doing well. And this is going to be fun. I want to talk about this idea of the money mind framework today, because this whole idea of money, affects the pocket, but affects the mind too. So let's figure that out. And I'm going to give you a framework on how to look at it and the things to do and all that stuff. So as you jump on, we're a couple minutes early because that's just me. I mean, one of those things that you're on time if you're early and you're late if you're on time, that type of a thing. But here's the thing. So as you jump on, let me know you're here. Say hello. Put your name in the chat also, because you if you're in one of my groups, and I have a couple of different groups out there, then it doesn't come through on the chat because of their privacy settings. It shows you as Facebook user, and you know what? You deserve a little bit more respect than that. Just so put your name in and everything. I'm coming to you live from my studio office in Laguna Beach, California. We are the weather here is beautiful today, but the rain's coming tomorrow. So we're supposed to get rain tomorrow and Thursday, but all is good. So I'm looking forward to it. We've got about 60 seconds. We'll get started. Like I said, we're going to talk about the money mind framework. How do you expand your money thinking? How do you expand your money mind? How do you expand those types of things? Because we're going to see that the reality is that the way we are wired connects directly to our pocketbook, connects directly to our bank account, connects directly to our wealth. And so we'll talk a bit about this and what to do and how to do that. So let me know, just say hello as we jump in and go from there. So, all right. Gina is in the house. Awesome. So, so good to see y'all. And you know, let's give me just when that clock ticks over to the top of the hour, we're going to get rocking and rolling. So let me just make sure that I am live here. And awesome. So cool. All right, here we go. Top of the hour. Let's do this thing. Let's make this happen. And do me a favor. If you have questions, if things come up, wealth, money, business, growth, all of those things, post them, DM me, send me a note. Let me answer some questions. Let me kind of give you some of the lay of the land. Look, bottom line is this, is that as a CPA, some of you know, some of you may not know, as a CPA, that's what I've done for decades, is I've had the blessing and the honor of serving and helping a lot of the top people get their money game straight, get their wealth game straight, get their business game straight. And so my mission right now and in this next phase and journey of my life is solely focused on how do we help you scale your business so we can scale your money so you get to scale your life. And that's what the affluence blueprint is all about, is really how do we do that. And so all the things that come into that, we're gonna put those on the table. And in fact, for those of you that don't know, watch for it. May 3rd, the week of May 3rd, mark your calendars. New show coming out. It's going to be video, it's going to be podcast out there, going to be called the Affluent Entrepreneur Show with yours truly. All right. It's going to be a show where I'm going to be teaching, but also I'm going to bring on guests. But even more importantly, I'm going to bring on you. We're going to have some coaching sessions. We're going to do some Q&A sessions and all that. So that's going to drop May 3rd. Mark your calendars, because I'm going to want you to watch. I'm going to want you to download. I want you to comment, review, and do all those things. But in the meantime, we are here. We're going to talk about this whole idea of the money mind framework and where this comes from and why this is important and all that. Because we've been talking for the last week about wealth and money and where you are and what you need to do and the things to consider. And so why I see that this is an important thing, because if we don't understand this, if we don't get a chance to understand how our money mind takes control of us and how it affects our pocketbook, how it affects our bank account, how it affects our steam and all that stuff, then we stand to be on a rough road. So if you think that there's someone out there that should be hearing this message, do me a favor, share it out. Let them know we're live. Have them come in and let's do this. So here's what we know. Like I said previously, we've got a situation in the world, in the country. 78% of people are living check to check. And I don't remember the exact statistic, but 62% believe that when they get to their retirement age, they're either going to have to work or they're going to have to reduce their lifestyle. 62%. Wait a second. Here's the deal. What that means is that 2/3 of our population is going to work all the days of their life and get to those years where they feel like they're ready to enjoy it. And they're either going to have to continue to work or they're going to have to reduce their lifestyle. Either one of them, I think, is intolerable. Either one of them is a red line we should never cross. And that's what I want to solve. That's what I want to solve, because I think it's actually easier than people give for it. Here's the deal. And as you come in, do me a favor, drop a comment in the chat, say hello, let me know you're on live and where you're coming from, and if this is making sense to you in the process. So here's the thing. When it comes to money, when it comes to wealth, when it comes to business, what happens is we start to think about, what are the results? We want to set goals. We want to set what's your 3-year goal? What's your 5-year goal? What's your 10-year goal? In fact, I do that with the folks in the Affluence Blueprint and the people that I privately mentor. We set an affluence vision, and we create an affluence vision that comes back down and break it down into bite-sized chunks and bite-sized pieces so we can make their affluence vision come to life. But that is just a vision. That's just a set of goals. Those are the things that we need to do. But here's the thing. How do we make the vision come true? Why is it that some goals we can hit and other goals we struggle to ever get to? Why is it that it seems like we'll start building our wealth or we'll start building our business and we hit a plateau, we hit a ceiling, and we just can't go any higher than that? And we go, I don't know. I broke 100,000. I can't get past 100,000. I've done launch after launch after launch, or whatever it is. Or I heard someone just yesterday on something that said, we seem to have this perpetual balance on our credit cards of about $1,500. We pay down, but then there's $1,500 on it again. There's this metric, this idea that almost is like a thermostat that just regulates where we go. See, here's what I know. When it comes to your wealth, when it comes to your money, when it comes to your financial liberation, we need to do things differently in order to get things different. Let me say that again. We need to do things differently in order to get things different. So we cannot expect different if we don't do different. But here's the challenge. In order to do different, we need to think differently. In order to do different, we need to think differently, which means that it's a mind game. Because here's what I know. Most people do not have a money problem. Now, some do, but most people don't have a money problem. They have a behavior problem. And if they have a behavior problem, behaviors stem from our thinking, our beliefs, our thoughts, and what's in our mind, because that's what drives the behaviors that we do. And when we understand that, then we realize that the way we change our behaviors is to change our mind. The way we change how we think about things, when we change how we see things, when we change how we think about things, the things we look at change. And this relationship you have with money becomes really important. This relationship that you have with your mind and money becomes important. So I want to introduce you to a framework, and I want to introduce you to this idea of a framework. And I want to introduce you where it came from, because I believe in giving credit where credit's due, and then how I've modified it for the wealth and money game. So there's a couple of psychologists. What was their names? Let me find it real quick. Their names were Joseph Lutt and Harrington Ingham from 1955, before even my time. They created something called the Johari Window. And in the Johari Window, what they did, it was a quadrant model. I'm going to bring this up on the screen for you so you can see it. So what they did, this was a model that they used to help people understand where they were, what their self-awareness was. And so there was a couple of zones that they were in. There's 4 zones that they were in. And the questions that they answered here was, what do the people know themselves? And what do others know about them? Alternatively, they looked at, what do they not know and what is not known by others? And they created these 4 zones. There's the stuff that you know, and the stuff that is known to others. So it's open information. This is the open area. This is the area where people typically operate. The stuff that you don't know but others know, that's your blind spot. This is your place for growth. This is your place for expansion. Then there's stuff that's not known to others and it's known to yourself. This is the stuff that you're hiding from your relations, hiding from the people that you serve, those kinds of things. It's called the hidden area. And then there's the great unknown. The great unknown is not known to anyone. It's not known to anyone. It's not known to you and not known to them. This is the Johari Window. And the idea with the Johari Window is to realize that what we are trying to do with the Johari Window is expand the open area. And if we are good at expanding the open area, what we're able to do is shift the line here and shift the line here. And now the space that you can operate in is far greater. Now, let's change this and let's look at it from a money, wealth, and your financial freedom, your financial liberation standpoint. How does this work? And this is where I call the money mind framework. So we're gonna walk through this. It's similar to the Johari Window, but I wanted to give them credit where credit's due. Here's the thing. Again, you've got a situation where there's a segment that's known by you. Okay. You've got another section which is unknown by you. So this is when it comes to money, wealth, investing, financial decisions, there's stuff that you know, there's stuff that you understand, there's stuff that you can work from. And then there's stuff that is known by others. There's stuff that's known by others and everything. And then there's stuff that you don't know. So let's go. Keep going. This actually, I'm going to move this because that doesn't belong there. We're going to change that. This is the beauty of being able to do things live. Okay. There's unknown by you. And then over on the left side, there's the stuff that's known by others. Okay. These might be financial experts. These might be other people that have been in the game longer. These might be other things that they know. And then there's the stuff that is unknown by others. So the way to look at the money framework, the money mind framework, is that this part is how it relates to others in the world. And this is how it relates to you. Okay. So now we have the 4 quadrants. Here's the deal. When we look at the 4 quadrants as they are, well, what I want you to understand is that the stuff that is known by you, and this really starts to be really important as we go through this. The stuff that's known by you and known by others, this is your comfort zone. Now, when we talk about comfort zones, a lot of times we talk about comfort zones in the construct of just a comfort zone. I don't believe that's correct. And they say we got to get out of our comfort zone. I think that's a mistake, because we actually have multiple comfort zones in our life. I have a different comfort zone for relationships than I probably do with money. I have a financial comfort zone. I have a relationship comfort zone. I have a physical comfort zone. I have, all these things. So the question, we're going to talk about the comfort zone relative to your money, to your finances, to your wealth, and all that stuff. So the stuff that is known about money, wealth, and business for you, and known by others, common knowledge, is in your comfort zone. What happens is that the reality is that this is typically a result of your past habits, maybe your past spending. It's your attitude towards money. I mean, if you look at money and say it's the root to all evil, okay, that's going to change your comfort zone. That's going to change the way you look at things. If you think of money, it gives you the ability to make a difference, the ability to reach other people, the ability to move a movement, the ability to serve at a greater level, the ability to perpetuate a message. Think about how that attitude towards money will change your comfort zone on how you use it. And then it's probably your aptitude too. Okay? That's your comfort zone. That's the stuff that is known by you and known by others. And then we're going to talk about how you move this. How do you expand your money mind in doing that? So then there's the stuff that is down here, where it's unknown by others, but it's known by you. Unknown by others, but it's known by you. This is your secret zone. What the heck is Mel talking about here? Let me tell you, we all have money secrets. Funny thing is this. I've done a ton of interviews and working with clients and all that stuff, but I've done a ton of interviews as I was working, because I'm actually working on a book, a financial book that's going to be coming out shortly. So watch for that too. I got a lot of stuff going on, but it's all to serve you. It's all to give you that financial liberation, to live that affluent life. And so through the interviews, one of the things that I found, it didn't matter. Now, I interviewed people that were just starting out. I had interviewed young couples, young individuals, to people that are 60, 70 years old, and everywhere in between. They had businesses, they didn't have businesses, they made hundreds of millions of dollars, $1 billion, to just a few thousand. You know what they had in common? They had in common a couple things. And I'm going to write them down, because this is what happens in our secret zone, because a lot of times we don't talk about this. And that is this, is that we see that this is the place where you might find your shame. This is where you may find some guilt. And it's interesting, the guilt can be from not having money. The guilt can be from making bad financial decisions. The guilt can literally be from having money and people around you not. Those kinds of things come into play. They're about our money stories. What story are we telling ourselves about the money? How are we doing this? And then our beliefs. Could be our upbringing, could be our religious upbringing and spiritual upbringing. It could just be who we were around. It could be a whole lot of things. This is the secret zone. This is where you know stuff and the others don't. You're holding it tight. You're keeping it a secret. Then let's go to the third zone. The third zone is really what is unknown by you. In other words, the stuff you don't know, but it's known by others. All right. If this is hitting home for you, do me a favor, pop something in the comments. Let me know. But let's just jump in. What do we call that? What do we call that? I actually look at this, and this is the expansion zone. This is where we get an expand to, because you realize that other people know something you don't know. Other people understand something about it you don't know. In fact, I'll give you a for instance in a story. I was visiting my son a little while back. Now he got this whole virtual reality game thing with the mask. If you've never played virtual reality, it's crazy cool, and a good virtual reality looks real. I mean, you'd think you're going to step off the edge of a building. It's really weird. So he wanted me to play the game with him. So I started to play this game, and it's these blocks coming at you, and you have like a lightsaber, and you're just trying to cut it out. And I pretty much got killed like in the first 30 seconds. And then, I mean, it was, and then he gets up there and he's playing for a long time. And I'm sitting back going, well, this is a fun game. But what I understood there is this: he's played the game before. He knows the game. He knows when the blocks are coming. He knows what angle to hit them at. He knows he's played the virtual reality game before. So he had an advantage over me in winning the game. This is the same thing in money. This is the same thing in your wealth, in your business and everything. The question is that not necessarily what you know, but there's people out there that have done more and have done things already that you're looking to do, and they have the information. They know how the game is played. And from that, when you get that information, you can play the game just like them. So this is why I call this the expansion zone. And if we look at the expansion zone, this is the place where you're going to find growth. This is where you're going to look and find guidance because they've already done it. This is where you're going to see, I think, the truths, some additional truths that come to bear on the things that you do. And in order to grow, in order to build, you're going to look, and this is where you're going to find people that are disciplined to grow. Okay. So that's the expansion zone. Now we'll look at this last zone. This is where it's unknown by others, and unknown by you. Now this one, again, I look at this, and this to me is the speculative zone. Okay, this is the zone of the unknown. This is the place where people don't really know what's going on. There are things that might come about. There are things that we look at. In fact, this is where a lot of people are guessing next growth might be. This is where people might have a hypothesis, but it's not tested. It's not proven. It's not brought into place. They may have an opinion, but let's prove the opinion. Opinions don't matter unless we can have some facts to back it up. The problem is that we get caught up into speculation. This is how I got caught into the Ponzi scheme in a sense. And so there's a lot of contemplation in this space. Okay, and these are the four zones of the money mind. The real question isn't necessarily just the four zones. The real question is, how do we navigate them? Because remember what we're trying to do. Let me move back to here. Remember what we're trying to do. The objective of what we're trying to accomplish in building your wealth and building your financial liberation, to build that affluent life, is the objective we're trying to accomplish is to move this line further this way, and to move this line further this way. Because when we do that, what we end up with is an expanded comfort zone that now allows you to operate at a bigger level. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. So how do we navigate to move the line and expand the comfort zone, your zone of genius, your zone of financial operation, in a way that you can grow? There's a couple things, and it depends on where you're at. So let's just walk through what is it you need to do. I'm gonna put these on the model so you can see that. So the first thing is this: one of the best ways to start to move, if you will, from here to here is for you to start to ask questions. This is really about being curious, asking or bringing that childlike curiosity back and say, I wonder what would happen if. I'm curious. Can you help me understand? I use the whole thing of, I want you to Columbo it. And for those of you that are old enough, you remember the detective show Columbo. And he would play this, like, not bumbling, but kind of just curious, kind of help. So I'll use the term, I'll sit back and go, help me understand something. Okay. And it's this curious term where people are going, I love, because people love to help me understand something. Help me understand what it means to get into cryptocurrency. Help me understand. Now, what that's doing is expanding. You see how it's pushing the lines of the comfort zone, because I'm inquiring and questioning how to do that. How else can we do it? We can expand the comfort zone by getting mentoring, by getting someone in your space that's truly going to mentor you, that's going to give you guidance, that you can go to get advice, that whether it's a mastermind or something where you can have a conversation, a financial advisor, the right kind of financial advisor. They're not all created equal. I've done things on this before. Some of them don't like me, but that's okay, because my job is your financial future and not theirs. They're there to serve you. Don't get me on that soapbox, but the bottom line is to get the right mentor that's going to give you the knowledge. That's why the arrow's pointing this way, is that they're there to give you the knowledge. So they're there to give you knowledge this way, which is going to allow you to go that way. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense to you. So that's the number 2. So 1 is questions. 2 is getting a mentor. Number three. Now, this is it's a tough one, because it's an uncomfortable place. How do we expand and shrink the secret zone? How do we do that? Conversations. I know this is getting messy, but hopefully you're seeing what I'm doing. Conversations, the bottom line is, at some point, you actually need to be willing to open up about the secrets, about the shame, about the guilt, about all of that. Listen, here's the deal. I lost 1/3 of my net worth in a Ponzi scheme. And some of you have heard the story. Some of you will hear the story. But I lost 1/3 of everything I own. Now, I am a financial guy. Not only am I a financial guy, I'm hired as an expert witness, as a financial expert in trial, to put people like him in jail. In fact, we did. But not until I lost 1/3 of everything I own. In fact, 3 of us in this thing, me and 2 buddies, lost over $4.5 million. Now, the shame, the guilt, the embarrassment, the stories, the blame, all of that were my secrets. They were in my secret zone. Until I realized that unless I had open conversations about what truly transpired, I couldn't shrink that secret zone. I was carrying the burden of the secret, but I wasn't serving the people that needed to hear the secret so that it would never happen to them. Right? Hopefully this makes sense to you. So the only way to shrink the secret zone, expand your comfort zone, and in that secret zone, is to have frank, open conversations with your loved ones, with yourself, in the mirror, with other people, to have open conversations with it. Then the next thing is to expand this way. To expand this way is training. So this is 3. This is 4. Training. Get into a program. Get into a course. If you want to understand stock market investing, get some training. Get some books. What books are you reading right now? If you truly are sitting back saying, I want to be financially liberated, what training are you involved in? Are you enrolled in a program that is geared to give you the tools to expand your knowledge, so expand your comfort zone, so you know how to trade better or how to invest better? You are more knowledgeable, so now you're expanding that comfort zone so you can make better decisions. What training, what books, what resources, where are you getting it? How much time are you putting into that? Okay. So think about it. If you're asking questions, if you're having conversations, if you've got the right mentor and you're in the right training and programs, you're in great shape. This is how you grow financially. This is how you grow your mind, your money mind. And when you grow your money mind, it can directly connects to your pocketbook and your bank account and your wealth. All right. Which directly connects to your financial liberation and your affluent lifestyle. One more that I want to get to, and that's this, is that if we're really trying to get past this speculative zone, what we need to be is we need to observe. We need to watch the market for trends. We need to look at what's happening. The idea of green vehicles came about a while back, and electric vehicles, new technologies, new things. So really observation is one of the ways that we may, instead of guessing and hypothesizing and having an opinion, we can start to research and say, now I understand things better. So this would be number 5. So that's the game that I think we need to play. This is where I think you need to look at and say, and be really, really honest, not critical. I didn't use critical in there. I want you to be honest with yourself, because here's the deal. I truly believe that your financial liberation, living an affluent life, being financially independent, having possibility in your life is a birthright. It's a birthright. And as much as the financial services industry or the media or everything would have you believe that it's complex, it's difficult, it's challenging, I would tell you it's not. And I'm telling you this from a 30+ year financial entrepreneurial journey. I'm telling you this from the experience I've had with the people that I've worked with, the people that I've served, the people that have gone through my programs, and I've mentored in the process. I'm telling you this because I've experienced it. Now, I am not devoid of mistakes and problems, and I have made bad investments. I've lost more money than some people will make in a lifetime. I've learned some hard-learned lessons along the way. And this is why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I watched people struggle in the last 12 months. I watched people suffer in the last 12 months. I watched people panic in the last 12 months. I've watched people look at their future and say, what is my future? And that pains me, because their future is what we define. Their future is in that comfort zone. So let's expand the comfort zone. Let's get you the right training. Let's get you the right mentors. Let's get you the right programs. Let's have the right conversations. Let's do the things that we need to do to expand that comfort zone so we can build the wealth, build the financial liberation, build the things that are going to make a difference, not only in your life. Sure, it's in your life, but think about the difference it makes to those you love. Think about the difference it makes to your children, to your grandchildren. I'm going to be a granddad, all right? Now I'm thinking about going, there's another generation of Abrahams on this earth I got to think about. But think about the difference you're making to them, because not only do you transfer the wealth, you transfer the skill set, the knowledge, the wisdom, and they get a bigger comfort zone in the process. And I think we owe it to the generations to do that. Not to give them money, but to give them the skills, to give them the knowledge, and to be the role model that they see of what's possible in life, what's possible for them, what's possible for you. That's what I think we need to do. This is why I think this model of the whole money mind framework model is hugely important, because when we shift and expand that comfort zone, we shift and change our behaviors, and we shift and change our behaviors. We change the results that we have in our life, in our bank account, in our wealth, and in our future. All right. So hopefully this is making sense. Hopefully this is valuable to you. So here's the deal. Couple things. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear your questions, see if I can help you expand your comfort zone in that. But also, just so you know, in 2 days' time, on Thursday at 9 a.m., California time, Pacific time, 9 a.m. Thursday, I am doing a live training. We're going to go deeper. We're going to do a 90-minute or so training. I'm going to talk about the affluence blueprint. I'm going to talk about the 5 principles that today's entrepreneurs need to know from a wealth standpoint, and what affluent entrepreneurs are doing to build lasting wealth and lasting freedom. What are the things that make that happen? We'll talk about the 3 pillars of the affluence blueprint. We'll talk about the affluence blueprint and the process that I've used with my clients and with myself. I'll talk about the next steps, the things that I think you need to do, and how I might be able to support you in that journey. So go to melabraham.com/workshop. melabraham.com/workshop, 90 minutes. We're going to put this thing together. We're going to roll up the sleeves. We're going to do some work. You're going to ask some questions. You're going to make some critical decisions about your future, your family's future, and changing and making generational shifts financially in the future. So with that, if there's any questions or anything, please, please, please pop them in. Let me help. Let me do whatever I can do to support you in this journey. Thank you, Suzette, for posting that in there. Yeah, it's gonna be a game changer. It's gonna be fun. I'm really excited about it because I want people to find peace financially in their life. I don't want them to struggle. I don't want them to be stressed any longer. I don't want them living paycheck to paycheck. I don't want them thinking they gotta work into their retirement years. I don't want them to even think that they gotta reduce their lifestyle. I want them to grow and flourish. And if I can light the way, then that's what I'm here to do. So I hope this makes sense to you. Blessings to you all on this amazing Tuesday. And I hope to see all of you Thursday, 9 a.m. Pacific time. All right. Join me on the live training, and I'll see you there. Go to melabraham.com/workshop. Let me know if you have questions, comments on this training, and I look forward to seeing you there. Cheers. Bye.